What up, Panther Nation, Pantherologists? How are we? How are we feeling? Are we panicking? Are we running for the hills? Huh? Are we? Let me know in the comments how you're feeling. Happy Thursday to everyone, or welcome to yet another edition of the live stream shows every Monday through Friday. Usually, seems like lately I've been going earlier, 11:15. Normally I do like 12, but I've got a meeting at 1 o'clock for my current job. So, for my job that I'm working, I work from home. So I got to do what I can, right? So make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream today. As always, yeah, just pound that like button, baby. That's all I ask. As you come in, as the Black Cat Panther podcast, those boys always say wipe your feet before you come in, right? Well, for me, you wiping your feet for me is like pounding the like button. So, um, but anyways, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in, guys. Appreciate everyone joining. There's 5 people watching, 4 likes already. Make sure we get to 5, and then let's just keep the train rolling. All right. We're trying to take this to the moon. All right. So we're trying to take this channel to the moon. We're on the road to 5K. Been doing this for 3 years now, making improvements, making changes to the channel because of you guys. So the more you do that, the more I can do more as time goes on. So make sure you pound the like button as you're coming in. All right. So let's get started. Make sure we're good here. All right. I got to get my screen pulled up. So don't panic. Okay. But Panthers are in some crosshairs, man. Injuries, maybe a redemption awaits. But quote of the day that I'm bringing to you. It's easy to sit up, take notice. What is difficult is getting up and taking action. So, I've noticed there's been a lot of Twitter beef going on Twitter between Carolina Panthers fans, I guess, and maybe content creators. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I stay away from it. So, I stay away from drama, and that's what that is. It's just drama. So I don't know what that's about, but it is what it is at the end of the day. But again, quote of the day: it's easy to sit up, take notice. What is difficult is getting up and taking action. All right, that's the quote of the day for you guys. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. As you're coming in, make sure you pound the like button. All right. All right, news and updates. Obviously, with the Brady Christensen blow, it's a devastating injury for us. Left guard to the IR, stenting lasting 4 games. His bicep injury adds obviously woes to our offensive line. Already missing right guard Austin Corbett due to a knee injury. The absence of both starting guards cast a really a shadow over our offensive line. Really, the ability to protect our rookie quarterback Bryce Young, who aims to improve upon that week 1 performance. So we got to strive to shield Young. The performance against the Falcons in week 1 was very good. All right. It was very important to let's continue to point that out that it was very good. Okay. They only allowed 2 sacks, but we still struggled to find success in the passing game, which raised some concerns about navigating, with these challenges with both, without both starting guards, right? Despite these setbacks, the resolution of this remains to be solved. I think I have an idea, and I'm going to dive into that later on here as we go on through the show. Another thing is Tyreek Cohen's incredible journey, man. I mean, one of the missing elements, I think, for our offense, okay, guys, is explosiveness. Okay, a quality synopsis with Tyreek Hill before a series of injuries, derailed his career. And once an all-pro kick returner, a dynamic weapon in the passing game, Cohen's elusiveness was unparalleled. There was a lot of people that were comparing him. Like if you talk about speed wise, they were saying, I think I was listening to Mike Glennon on one of his shows, and he was saying that, you got Tyreek Hill. And then he mentioned someone else. I couldn't remember the other guy's name. And then he said Tyreek Cohen, at least guys that maybe he's maybe played with or played against, whatever the case may be. But Cohen's journey back to the NFL is marked by resilience, determination. He embarked on his path to redemption after regaining confidence in his ability, crediting his family for unwavering support for helping him overcome the challenges of rehabilitation. If Cohen can contribute and even be 80%, 75% of what he was, it would be nothing but sensational. Okay. So hopefully we will get to see him get on the field and hopefully make a nice journey back into the NFL world. So I'm hoping to see that. Now, Bryce Young turns the page. So obviously the debut was a learning lesson, I think, for him. He struggled to really generate some momentum within our conservative offensive scheme, I felt like. Young's elite mentality allows him to really bounce back from setbacks. We've seen that because of his maturity. And that's crucial as he prepares for a game against the Saints, okay? I've emphasized the importance about Bryce Young of learning from both the positive and the negatives of his debut, really focusing on his growth, readiness for this upcoming challenge against the Saints, right? With the NFL world watching, Young and the Panthers aim to use familiarity as a springboard to ignite this season, right? Even as the Saints look to really capitalize on us with the injuries that we do have between J.C. Horn and, Brady Christensen. So, as we move forward, we'll see. Now, J.C. Horn's uncertain prognosis, right? There's a lot of news surrounding him, his injury, grime, right? Or grim, I should say, not grime, the wrong word there. With suggestions of possible surgery, maybe a trip to injury reserved, right? Grim Reaper's in the chat. What's going on, Grim Reaper? How's it going, man? Appreciate you joining the live stream. His absence places an additional pressure on the Panthers secondary, particularly on CJ Henderson, who has struggled against elite wide receivers. Maybe even not elite, just even decent wide receivers, right? So while the Panthers are trying to, I guess, bolster up this cornerback room with the signings of Lamar Jackson and then DiCaprio Booty, so we'll, and then they also brought in that other guy from the Oakland Raiders. I can't remember his name. If someone in the chat can remind me of the other corner they signed or brought in from the Raiders. I see his face and I just can't remember his name right now. Anyways, but that's a lot of pressure to replace him, right? This team faces really some uncertainty, though, with Horn's future. The pivotal decision is going to be regarding his fifth-year option. So if he lands on a season-ending injury reserve, we'll see. This is at a crossroads where, we're grappling with injuries and then trying to seek redemption after a week 1 loss. So this is a journey that is already starting off with some challenges, right? This team remains determined to overcome these adversities, pursue the aspiration and hopefully resolving some of these issues, right? So obviously we'll see. Grim Reaper's in the chat. What's going on, Grim Reaper? What's good? Lomax. I'm going to call you Lomax. All right, guys, let's move on to the next thing here. So burning questions ahead of week 2. All right. Burning questions ahead of week 2. So we're going to talk about the J.C. Horn conundrum, Scott Fitter's job security, right? Unleashing that playbook, building wide receiver chemistry here, right? That was the issue in week 1. We were really trying to figure out, is it, why, the offensive line's protecting, but why, none of our wide receivers are getting separation, right? So with the whole J.C. Horn conundrum, right? The burning question that still is lingering is why the Panthers chose JC Horn over Patrick Surtain. The clear-cut number one cornerback in the draft. Now, as Horn faces yet another significant injury, the debate resurfaces, right? Tawan Don's in the chat. What's up, Tawan? Guys, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in. Greatly appreciate it. We're on the road to 5K subscribers, so make sure you subscribe as well. So the Horn's hamstring injury will keep him obviously sidelined for extended period. I don't think obviously we don't know if it's going to need surgery and that's going to place him on the IR. I don't think we really know that yet. I haven't seen any news come out upon that yet. I'm going to be guessing it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks since they're saying it's going to be multiple weeks. But if he needs surgery, then that definitely means it's probably going to be out for the year. So it raises some concerns, though, about his durability, though, right? Sam Webb, that's who it was, Grim Reaper. Thank you, Sam Webb. I knew it was Sam, but I didn't want to say, I didn't know what his last name was. I saw his face. So they brought him in as well. But anyways, so are we labeling him as a bust? That's the question. Are we labeling JC Horn as a bust? To me, that's a little bit premature, as his career has been mirrored by unfortunate injuries, right? The decision to draft Horn over Surtain was not flawed. I would, considering his talent and potential. As Horn tries to, navigate this setback, right? I think the Panthers must exercise patience and hope for his sustained health. Now, the fifth-year option decision still looms, right? Offering a pivotal choice for the future, whether you pick up his fifth-year option or you don't, right? My guess is that if I'm the Carolina Panthers, and even though I'm a JC Horn fan, I watched them all through going to University of South Carolina because I'm a Gamecock fan. I say you don't pick up his fifth-year option. And I say you let him play out his last year. If he stays healthy, maybe give him a chance how well he plays, right? But if not, then you have to make the move, right? I mean, we cannot continue to go through this scrutiny of uncertainty of his health, right? So that's my opinion. We'll see what they do, and we'll obviously see as time goes on. Is it going to be an IR injury, or is he just going to be out multiple weeks and, then come back and play? So we'll see. Now, Scott Fitter, is he on the hot seat? His job security. Is he on the hot seat? Is his job on the line? I think that the answer is nuanced, right? Nuanced is the word. It's a big word, I know. Nuanced. So what does nuanced mean? Maybe for some of you that don't know. The answer is nuance, okay? Does anybody know what nuance means? I'm just curious. It means it's characterized by a subtle shades of meaning or expression. So, that's what it means to say something is nuanced, right? Right. It means that complex. It's often described as multiple layers of a meaning or that requires careful consideration. Okay. So that's what nuance means if you don't know. All right. Fitterers trade up for Bryce Young in the 2023 draft, secured a cushion for his job security, in my opinion. Now, additionally, this marks his first offseason with full control over the roster decisions from what we know, right? I don't even know if that's true or not. I don't think a lot of us know if that's true or not still. Because as Matt Rule was previously here, apparently he held the whole control over that. Okay. I think Fitterer deserves some credit for his role, though, in drafting and navigating some of the team's cap concentrates. But however, the question still persists about missed opportunities in signing players like Stephon Gilmore, right? And Hassan Reddick to long-term deals. And then now you have this whole ongoing Brian Burns situation that may shed some light on Fitterer's job security with any, prolonged negotiations, which still sparking some concern. So if he signs Brian Burns and gets that job done, then maybe his job security will be okay. We will see. Obviously, the only time will tell when it comes to, this whole Brian Burns prolonged negotiations, right? And I think the reason also now, with the whole Brian Burns thing is that you got to sign him, even if you got to sign him for $3 to $5 million more per year of I still think it would be under Bosa, but I still think that if you over sign him the actual amount that we were thinking we were going to sign him for, and you sign him for an extra 3 to 5, million extra, at least you get him signed. And he has shown already, even just in game one, his professionalism of him still playing in week one, still practicing, still doing all the team that he, being there for the team, right? His contribution. So in the end, you might as well go ahead and sign him and get it over and done with, right? Unleashing the playbook. Okay, these are some questions that we've got to get, that I'm trying to answer for you guys, right? I think a lot of Panthers fans are curious about the team's offensive playbook and whether it will become more aggressive, right? While the week one loss, exposed issues, attributing it solely to a vanilla playbook that we keep, talking about, really is ridiculous in my opinion, right? The offense showcased a variety of formations, concepts, signaling progress under Frank Wright and Thomas Brown. Now, critics, however, call for increased play action, bootleg usage to elevate Bryce Young's performance, which I don't disagree with that, right? I mean, you want to play really with Bryce, you want to play what's called a quick game, right? Easy completion, pass pro relief, so what is quick, because in quick game, it's about QB footwork with whether it's a 3-step drop or if in gun, you're in a 1-step drop, right? So that's what you want to see, right? And the thing is, too, is when you're doing this quick game, there's no RPO. You want a 3-step drop back under center, or you want a 1-step drop and gun, right? So quick game reads means clean, easy completions, quick, get the ball out quick, half field reads, stuff like that. That's what you want, right? Because then you're getting the ball quickly out of his hands. You're getting the ball down the field towards the end zone. That's what you want. And the reason why quick game is good for him is because it's easy. You got hitch routes, fade routes, slants. It's easier to block, right? You get completions. So which means you get Bryce comfortable, right? So he keeps players on the move, and you're moving towards the end zone, downfield plays. That is what you want, right? And now with the potential of return of DJ Chark and improved play calling, I'm hoping that for a more dynamic, aggressive offensive strategy in week 2 and just getting the ball out quickly, right? Because we're going to have to I think we're going to have to do so with Christensen out. Now, obviously, I'm thinking with the whole Christensen thing is that you're going to move Zavala to the left guard position because he's played alongside Icky back in his NC State days. Their chemistry is there, right? So I think that's the thing that you're going to do. And then you're either going to throw in Jensen, Throckmorton, or you're going to throw in Mays there at the right guard position, right? And then the next thing is building wide receiver chemistry. This is one of the burning questions that everybody wants resolved, right? Around the chemistry between the new receivers and Bryce Young, right? The concerns have been tempered that we feel that the recognition that the chemistry takes time to develop, right? Especially with a rookie quarterback. So that's one thing you have to understand. But we did notice in week 1 that our wide receivers were struggling to get separation. So the lack of consistent separation for the wide receiver group was obviously evident, right? So highlighting the challenge of meshing diverse skill sets like Adam Thielen, Terrace Marshall, Jonathan Mingo. They face the task of aligning their games with Young. And that's what I was saying. Like when I was on, I think I even mentioned this with the Black Cat Panther podcast last week when we did our it was either when we did our game. Yeah, I think it was when we did our game day breakdown before the Atlanta game. And I was saying that we need, like, these wide receivers play differently. Each and every one of these wide receivers are different route runners, right? The styles win fights. I truly believe that. Same thing in the NFL. Certain schemes work for certain players in all different phases of the ball of football, right? You know, these guys don't run the same. Like Adam Thielen's going to run a better slant route, I think, than maybe some, right? Terrace Marshall is going to run a better fade route, maybe better than some. Jonathan Mingo is going to run a better deep route, maybe better than some, right? Like certain routes work better for certain wide receivers, right? So you got to align that with their games, but also into Bryce Young's game as well. So the time frame for this chemistry to develop really remains uncertain, but it's a working progress that will require adjustments and patience from all parties. All right. For those of you that have come out here on this, channel, on my channel, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is that the case may be that you talk about the Carolina Panthers and the team. The thing is for those of you that you thought that was going to come out here and you thought that Bryce Young was going to be just this elite quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts kind of guy, immediately like that with a fresh coaching staff, a fresh new faces, right? A whole different playbook on both sides of the ball, it just doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't just click in a few months. This takes time, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. So we have to be patient from all parties of this team, right? So we have to brace ourselves for this week 2 matchup against the Saints. I feel like these are a lot of burning questions that maybe people were asking, right? What's going to happen with JC Horn next, right? Are we going to finally see more of this playbook? Because I don't think we really got to see a lot of the playbook that they've been, I guess, hiding or whatever, casting a shadow over, whatever you want to call it, right? Building chemistry with this wide receiver group, developing these guys, preparing for this game, right? And then Scott Fitter, is he in the hot seat? What's his job security like, right? So it's going to take time. All right. This is going to be a season. Just be prepared. Go ahead and strap in because this is going to be a season that is going to be filled with challenges and opportunities to grow. Okay. There's going to be a lot of growth and a lot of development leading up to the season. Right. And last year, even last year. So people have even mentioned, other Colts. I was talking to a Colts YouTuber / guy that's on Twitter, and I was asking some questions about Frank Wright's offensive playbook, and he was saying that it takes a good amount of time for a lot of these guys to get acclimated with the playbook that he has because it's so robust. But it's robust to the fact that it keeps defenses on its toes. So in the long run, it's going to be worth it in the end. Same thing with Evero. I was talking to a Broncos guy. He said the same thing. It just takes time. So we have to be patient as fans with this team, with these players as well. So again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. This one was a pretty quick one today. I just wanted to hop on here, maybe answer some questions I feel like that have been really, probably bothering y'all. Probably want to know, right? And I felt like maybe I hopefully I answered some of them. So again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream, coming in. honestly, that's all I got for you guys today. So I'm going to hop off on here. I appreciate everyone joining. This was a quick one today. I just wanted to hop on, give some news and updates, give you answer some questions that I feel like that needed to be answered. Um, I really appreciate everyone's love and support that continues to support the channel. And any way you can do so, just by liking pounding that like button goes a long way. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off of here. I appreciate everyone joining. Make sure you pound that like button. Check all my links down below. There's a link tree link down below, Discord link, all my social media, Bet USA. All right. So go check it out. I'm going to hop off of here. I got to prepare for a meeting. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. And make sure you pound that like button. And as guys, don't panic. It's only week 2 of the NFL season. After this week, you got to think about it. We've got 15 more games to go. So appreciate everyone joining. And as always, keep pounding.